All right, everybody, welcome to another edition of What's What BR. Today we have another special guest. We have JT from the Livingston Parish Tourism Office. JT, how's it going, man?
Good, man. How are you?
I'm better than I deserve, to steal it from Dave Ramsey, at the end of the day. So kind of keeping up with it. We've had some weather that's recently kind of rolled in, but for the first time today, I checked the weather and it literally was like nothing but sun, for the
Yeah, I hear it's
next.
going to be nice here the next few days. I'm looking out my window. It looks like the rain's going, so we're good with that.
I was reading weather this morning on the phone. It was like all sun, but I heard it just pouring down, and I'm like, okay, this has got to be the final, stance for the rain. So,
Yeah.
which, that's awesome. I was naturally just talking, but it is a good segue for us, kind of jumping in. You're dealing with, tourism in Livingston Parish. You guys have a lot of things that a lot of people don't even realize, that can happen over there. I've been looking, everything from, the Bass Pro Antique Districts. We talked a little bit before about, you guys got some tiki tubing, but what are you seeing, are things opening up, for you guys over there? Are things starting? Is that kind of,
Yeah,
is it moving again?
we are seeing that, especially since the second phase is open back up. Ball tournaments have started back up at our ballparks. We have some really nice ballparks here, so we deal with a lot of tournament organizers, USSSA, 2D Sports, things like that. So they come in. That brings a lot of people into our area, and that's when we let them know, hey, here's some things we have to do while you're here. Don't just come and play ball if you got some free time. Hey, let's go to our restaurants, which a lot of our restaurants now are back open at 50% capacity. And I'll say this, I realize some people still aren't comfortable getting out, but our tourism partners are practicing, CDC recommendations by the governor, social distancing. They all wear face masks. All the businesses I've been in anyway, so far as our tourism partners go. Now, I can't speak for everyone. That's just the ones I've been in. But yeah, some things are starting to open back up. Like you mentioned, Tiki Tubing. They did open back up. They're open Monday, Saturday. I'm sorry, not Monday. Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, 8 to 3, I believe. I think it's $25 with an adult per adult and $15 for kids. Bass Pro Shop. That's really our largest draw, if you want to say. Well, when I talk about tourism in Livingston Parish, a lot of times, especially just talking to our citizens, people that grew up here, the first thought is tourism. We don't have tourism in Livingston. And that's just like a lot of parishes, a lot of counties around the United States. They think, well, we don't have tourism. Really, everybody does. Our location is what draws people. People are driving. They just stop, stay the night in our hotels, go visit Bass Pro Shop, eat at our good restaurants. Some new things that we have now. Before we didn't have a lot of things to do for kids, and then we had one trampoline park open up called Airborne Extreme. Now we have Urban Air, which is another one by Bass Pro Shop. So we have two options there. I just spoke to their GM at Urban Air, and they told me tentative they're looking at reopening on June 20th. All this is depending on fire marshal coming in, governor, the mayor of Denham Springs. So they are gearing up. I know they've been in cleaning every day. They have some protocols in place as far as you're going to have your temperature checked when you come in. Every hour, they're going to wipe down equipment for 15 minutes. I think right now at Urban Air, it's a 2-hour minimum. And I'm speaking on behalf of Urban Air. I wasn't able to speak to anyone at Airborne Extreme yet, but I'm sure they have a lot of the same protocols. So they are trying to keep people safe. Things are opening back up. Like I said, your restaurants, I've been to quite a few here in the past couple of weeks. It kind of, feels a little bit normal, all except for the waiters and waitresses with masks on their face. But other than that, it's good to kind of just get out, see people, spend some money in our area. So that's what I want to encourage people to do. If you're not quite comfortable yet, just getting out there and going out 100%, we do have some outdoor things to do. We have Tickfaw State Park. On the lower part of our parish where you go walk on the boardwalks. They have boardwalks going through the swamps. You probably see some wildlife. You go canoe down the Tickfaw River. They have a exhibit with not wild animals, but with animals, aquarium. So that's a good day trip. If you're looking at day trips, Lieutenant Governor Billy Nungesser really pushes that staycation. So people in this area, your viewers, drive over here and see what we have to offer. A lot of things are opening up. I'll let you ask some more questions. Like I told you before, I could probably talk all day about it. I've been doing this for a while, but we could kind of go in a more specific direction or anything if you want to ask.
No, that's, I think you mentioned, we've talked, I think we actually might have, we're trying to get Billy to come out and talk with us, as well, just on some of these things. I wrote an article about it. There's, of all the places to be, in a pandemic or to be, kind of in a quarantine and to be able to slowly come out, we're fortunate where we are, in South Louisiana. There is an incredible amount of things to go out and do outside. I can't imagine being, in a big, kind of with, the concrete jungle, being in a, downtown, stuck where, a big city or something like that. There's so many things that what people don't realize is I've talked to people that have grown up, that have lived their whole lives here that, never been Tiki Toomey, never been, to a state park, and done the walking around,
Yeah, and I find that's really, Brandon, that's anywhere you go. Honestly, I mean, I've been able to travel and stuff in tourism, and I grew up here in this parish, in Livingston Parish, and I started this job about 7 years ago. And yeah, I used to go to the River Sun, do some things, but I didn't really know what we had in our own backyard. And look, tourism doesn't have borders. So when we have people come in, we don't say, hey, look, just Livingston Parish. I mean, we tell people, look, Global Wildlife in Tangipahoa, go to the plantation homes in Ascension, St. Francisville, Baton Rouge, go see the USS Kidd State Capitol. So we work together with Baton Rouge, Ascension, Tangipahoa, St. Tammany, all that, because we want to draw people to our region. We know when they come, they're going to spend money. They don't see borders. They don't know, oh, I just crossed into Livingston Parish, now I want to get out of here and get into Tangipahoa before I spend money. They don't see it that way. So people do, my travel and things that I've done, and I was able to attend a Southeast Tourism Society Marketing College for 3 years. And we had people in tourism, people that work for hotels, restaurants. Some people, you've heard of Lulu's down in Gulf Shores. Had a girl in my class that managed the Lulu's down there. But everybody had the same story. I was talking to the director of tourism in Louisville, and I would tell her, well, people here in my area, they think we don't have anything, or, it's negatives, this and that. She said, JT, I have the same problems, just more because I have more people. People don't see the opportunities we have here. They don't realize here in Livingston Parish we have over 400 miles of waterways. Now, people that have boats and they go down to the prop stop and get them a worm bucket, a ton of people here in this parish don't realize how many people come here just for our waterways. We have the largest powerboat poker run in the United States the first weekend of May every year, called the Tickfall 200 down in Springfield. And last year we had over 35 states represented. We had someone from Canada that brought their boat down. The owner of Coca-Cola, Campbell Soup, Ron White, the comedian, was down. This is in a small town in the southern part of our parish because we have beautiful waterways. They come and spend a ton of money. They're over at the North Shore. They go across the lake to New Orleans, but all this takes place in Livingston Parish. So, my main thing, what I tell people is, in your area, wherever you live, you're the main salesperson. When you go out, you go travel, and somebody says, hey, where are you from? Oh, I'm from, Livingston Parish. Yeah, we don't have anything. Instead, hey, man, I'm from Livingston Parish. Yeah, we have a beautiful Bass Pro Shop there. We have an antique district, award-winning antique district, one of the top in the state. We have LIGO, which a lot of people have never heard of, but this is a scientific facility, only 2 in the United States, and they won the Nobel Prize for Science 2 years ago for discovering gravitational waves in the universe. People from Germany, France, all over the place come here. Scientists come and visit this place. When it's back open, with COVID and everything, it's not. When it's back open, every third Saturday we have a Science Saturday where people come in for free. They have a big place to do science with kids, hands-on stuff. So it's a really cool place. But that's things that we have that people that's watching from either St. Tammany, Tangipahoa, you have a lot of things in your own backyard that you can be proud of. You just got to get out and explore it. And now I believe is one of the best times to do it. Just get out, Absolutely. Drive around and see what you have going on.
I tell that to, people all the time. And, whether it's funny, like I've said it, probably every time, like for instance, whenever I go to New Orleans, I can catch myself, walking through the French Quarter or something and going, and obviously this isn't Livingston, but it's the concept where in my mind, I'm standing right where there's so many people around the world would want to be standing, and and that's not just for New Orleans, but that's like you said, like I didn't know about, half the stuff you already told me, and I'm, right down the road, and
Yeah, and I still
most people don't.
and honestly, there's still a ton of things that I probably don't know, and this is what I do for a living. I try to find out what's going on in my parish, but there's always something new, man. Just the unique people, and a lot of people. Lane Hardy, American Idol winner. I mean, how unique is that he's from my parish? That he grew up here in the southern part of Livingston Parish, and he goes on to win this really worldwide show. And we need to be proud of things like that. We need to be proud of the people, the business owners here that are successful in any area, and promote them. Tourism, man, it's not just, the mountains, Gatlinburg, Tennessee, and Orlando with Disney World, or New York City. Man, tourism is a huge impact. Here in Livingston Parish, the latest numbers we get them about every 2 years, but in 2018 was a $120 million economic impact in Livingston Parish. Now, Livingston's probably, upper half of the state, but I mean, there's other places, man, that is tremendous. But I mean, just in Livingston Parish, so when people, mainly local people here, and I didn't know we had tourism, and I'll throw them numbers out to them. Hey, yeah, $120 million economic impact in 2018. Last year, we sold over 220,000 room nights in our hotels. When you start throwing that kind of stuff at them, they realize, wow, man, there's actually opportunity in this business as well. With all of our waterways, I would love to see some type of canoe trail, kayak rentals, something down on our waterways, swamp tours. That's something we lack right now, but I think more and more people are starting to see it. They're starting to see the opportunity and like, hey, man, I might want to get into this, some type of fishing guide. I had someone call me yesterday about possibly opening up some type of fishing guide service, or just taking people out on a party barge down on our waterways and taking them to the Prop Stop and Kevin's Restaurant, Hilltop Restaurant, going over across, Lake Marpaw to Menendorf's, things like that. It's so much, man. The opportunity is out there. There's a ton of things to do anywhere, especially South Louisiana. Like you say, man, we don't know how blessed we are to live. Here in Livingston Parish, I can drive an hour and be in Lafayette, less than an hour and be in New Orleans, Baton Rouge. That, like you said, people from all over the world would love to be in some of these places. And I live right here in the middle of it.
Yeah, you mentioned Kevin's, and I completely forgot about it. I got to go. I hadn't had the stuffed shrimp from over there, and
And we do. We have we really have some good restaurants here. We like to say it's kind of a Cajun country flair. It's a little different. We get that Lafayette Cajun, and then the country from the our northern part of our parish is kind of the farming and country kind of things. The southern part is French settlement. It says it right.
Yeah, and I think I thought about this, last time I was traveling, and I thought about this. I was actually talking with Paul from Visit Baton Rouge. I'm sure you and Paul know each other, being in the same kind of space.
Paul in tourism.
Yeah. So Paul and I were talking, and we talked yesterday on some stuff. But one of the things that I was thinking about is when you get the airport, like in New Orleans, and you hit the little, the Hudson News, and they've got all the postcards, and they, it's all these, pictures of, the swamps, and the places that you can go tour and visit. And it's like, these are all the things that people want to go and do. And it's like, it's in your backyard. Like, you're 10 minutes away. You just got to get off the couch on Saturday and go do it.
It's so funny. Louisiana is really a unique place that people want, and people want unique. When they're traveling, they want unique. Even international travelers, when they come in, of course, a lot of people think, oh, man, you have alligators in your backyard. But they want to see that kind of stuff. They want to go to the swamp. Us, some like me, I like going to the mountains. I like, I'll be going to the Smoky Mountains here in a couple of weeks with one of my sons for baseball. And it's beautiful. I look at the mountains like, wow. Well, the people that live there, they see them all the time. They might come down to the swamps and be like, man, this is beautiful. Riding down the river, seeing the cypress trees and the wildlife, that's unique to them. We get to see it all the time, so sometimes we don't appreciate it. But, man, if you look from a tourist perception, that's the kind of stuff. They want to see something unique. It doesn't have to be the big grandiose. Man, they want to go eat at the small restaurants, the hole-in-the-wall restaurants, and say, man, check this out. I got to eat this, alligator or frog legs. And, I had the real Louisiana experience, the real unique Louisiana experience. And that's what we push in tourism. When we go out, it's like, hey, yeah, everybody's not like swamp people. but come ahead, you might be able to see them while you're here. So
That's, I tell, I brought people in, I've grown up here, my whole life, and I've kind of bounced around, but there's, I've told, and every time it never fails, if you can get somebody from out of town and you can get them onto, we'll put them on like a party barge, where you can still talk to them, and kick it up a little bit to where you're moving, kind of sunset rolling down, kind of either a back bayou or down the A-meet. Every single person just turns around, it's like, this is amazing. How, you live here, and it blows them away. And I think too many times, everybody here in our community, we're running up and down 10, we're running up and down 12, and we're trying to find some way to entertain ourselves. And we're looking for that big thing, what's the electronic, or where can I go bowling, or where can I do this? I remember one year, my mother took us for July 4th. We just went and got canoes and just went out, on the bayou and just paddled around all day. We made sandwiches. They sat there. We didn't even get out. You got hot. You fell out of the canoe. You climbed back in. That's amazing. And I think like we did, it was like less than $20. It was like, you can't say you don't have the money to go do this. It's just, you got to go do it. This stuff's right here in our backyard.
Remember, man, people are always looking for, they want something they remember, and that's what you remember. And you talk about canoeing, and you can go to Tickfaw State Park, and it's $25 to rent a canoe. Up to 3 people can get in it and go canoeing down the Tickfaw River if you don't have a boat. If you have a boat, there's a ton of opportunity here in the parish. Go put in at Bookaloo's down at Springfield, and literally you can go all around the world, from right here in our parish. But fishing's great, man. If you have a kayak, there's a lot of places to kayak down there. So the outdoor things, something I didn't mention, we have some beautiful golf courses here. We have Carter Plantation, which has villas. You could stay there on site. They have a restaurant, but a beautiful golf course designed by David Toms. And then we have Greystone in Denham Springs. That's a challenging course. It's open to the public. It's a private public course. But they host a lot of tournaments. We hosted a junior golf national pro-am last year there. Had Lieutenant Governor Billy Nungesser that helped support it. Golfers from all over the United States came and golfed there. So, man, we have people in the Antique District. I talk to them all the time. Our Antique District is a great place. They're actually currently right now building a brewery right beside our Antique District. So now for the guys, hey, look, if your wife wants to go shopping, you can say, hey, I'm gonna go shopping with you, because I'm gonna go chill at the brewery while you're shopping for a few hours. So
smart.
That's going to be open here in the next couple of months, man. The guys open it. Ron and Brett Dunham, they felt with some other breweries over in Tangipahoa and stuff, and they're really making it a cool hangout spot. It's called La Chienne, which is named after a dog. I think they're real dog lovers. They're going to encourage people to bring their dogs, hang out outside, drink some cocktails. They're going to have food, but that's right there by the Antique District. So that makes that even more of a, destination for people to come spend the day. Shop at the district first. That already attracts people, but now we have something to add to it. So that's going to be a real cool draw. I'm going to be trying to get my wife to go to the Antique District a lot more.
Yeah, we're going to be antiquing. That's the smartest thing they probably could have done.
Yeah.
I talked to Paul, and one of the things that when we were talking, and I bring it up so that if somebody missed that, I think it's on us, as business owners and people in our community. One of the things, I sit on a number of different boards, and we've jumped on Zoom during, COVID, and we've also, met in person over the years. And every time, if you're on a board and you have your companies and you have these retreats, it's on you you got to change some of that mindset. A lot of times we sit on those and we go, let's go to Orlando, or let's go to LA, or let's go out, to Nashville. Like, we pick other places that we want to go see, but it's going to make a huge impact in your local community. It's like, bring those people here. You don't have to always, it's not like you're having to pick, this is the last, vacation or work trip you're ever going to go on, but like, throw your own town, into the ring. And all these things that we've got to do, people will love to do. And I'm sure you guys do the same thing. One of the things he was saying is, if you're part of that company, people could call you and you can help them say, hey, we'll put an agenda together for you. We'll put some things. If you can get your group to come in, we'll help you. You may not know the person who owns the hotel down the street or the bed and breakfast and all these different things, but JT does. He'll help you pull together like, hey, you're bringing a group in. We'll get you set up, to run down, tiki tubing on a Saturday morning with your group, and we'll take them to the antique district. You can help people, do that,
Yeah.
and it showcases. And then if you're
And
that
that's what we
business owner,
do. That's what we do. That's what we're here for. And I don't want to like to let people know. So our website is livingston-tourism.com. Find out events, things going on. Of course, right now we don't have as much on there, but we'll be gearing back up. I've been making calls to some of our tourism partners, just saying, hey, what's going on? What's their office hours now? Blah, 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 to pass that information along. But yeah, we've worked with several groups in the past. And I mean, you mentioned the Antique District. The Antique District, if they know groups are coming, they'll send them to Old City Hall there. They get a bag, a coffee cup, coupons. I mean, the stores really come together, and they want to make it an experience for them. They don't want them just to come shopping. They want a customer to walk in and they give them something free, and they leave and say, man, they treated me great. They rolled out the red carpet for me. So we have a lot of places that do that. I mean, one of the things that people don't understand here as well is agritourism, with our farms. We have over in the east part of our parish, Albany, Louisiana, Springfield, Louisiana, that is the largest rural Hungarian settlement in the United States. So we have the Hungarian culture where in farming is huge, strawberries. So I like to pick on some of my friends over at Tangipahoa Tourism. I mean, that's some of my closest friends that we're always joking. They have the Strawberry Festival in Ponchatoula. And I know a ton of people know what that is. But I think for the past 5 or 6 years, the grand champion strawberry has come from Livingston Parish from Hungarian farms. But we have some farms here that they want groups to come in. They do a lot of field trips. Miss Heather's Strawberry Farm, Miss Heather's Pumpkin Patch. A lot of people bring their kids to. We have Landry Poche Farms, Rhonda Poche, that wants to bring more people in and educate them on agritourism, let them pick their own fruits, vegetables. So that's something a lot of people like to do that kind of stuff. But, I want to go back. You were talking about it's up to us to talk about the positive, bring the change that we want. And I had a concept one day. I was doing a PowerPoint presentation, and man, when you grow up at a place and you're on social media, you always see, only Livingston Parish, and it's something negative, only Tangipahoa Parish, no, it's not. This happens everywhere. So I had this concept, instead of, only Livingston Parish in a negative way, I did this PowerPoint presentation with only Livingston Parish in a positive. A top 5 Bass Pro Shop in the United States. They're number 1 in boat sales, number 1 in fudge chocolate sales. That's unique. But if you go in the Bass Pro in Denham Springs, man, they have a awesome fudge store. People come from all over. When you walk in there, you smell it, and your nose kind of leads you to it. We have, a lot of people come here. I don't know if you ever heard of it, the worm bucket at the prop stop.
Absolutely.
Man, they come down the river. We've had people before from Minnesota in a boat like, hey, how do you get to this place called the prop stop? We're going to go try this worm bucket. So, I mean, it's unique. The Antique District is one of the top 3 in Louisiana. LIGO, like I said, Nobel Prize winner in science. Lane Hardy, American Idol. So there was quite a few more that I just brought out. I'm like, look, this is only Livingston Parish. This is really the true only Livingston Parish, just like any other area. The negative things, that happens anywhere. It's just what you want to focus on. Either you're going to bring out it's easy to bring out the negative, man. It's easy to gripe and complain about things. Oh, we don't have anything. But if you get out there and really explore, you find out, man, we do have a lot to offer, just like anywhere.
That's too many people. I think it's not just it's not just the outdoor things. There's all the shops that you're talking about, but I go back to, you can't go get a worm bucket, in, Montana. It's just it's not going to happen. It's not even, I think if you could get a worm bucket in Montana, it wouldn't be as good. Yeah, because it tastes better.
They may have a worm bucket in Montana, yes. They have a lot of knockoffs now.
Yeah, but it's half of it's like people say, it's not about the destination, it's about the journey. It's there's something about I remember one time we were putting a boat in, and we had some family that like I've got family that's never even been to a beach. You know, I've got family that's never, like, we were putting the boat in, they were just like, man, this is fun. I'm like, putting the boat in, you know, like they're like, well, it's, you know, like they're like, oh, it's floating off. I'm like, no, he's got the rope, you know, and then, you know, they're all excited, and, you know, it's, you know, people need to remember that some of those things, you know, yeah, it's work, you know, you got to take the boat out, you know, do all that, but that's what makes it fun. And that's what makes that worm bucket taste that much better.
I mean,
at the end of the day.
I mean, what makes the crawfish boil fun? It's the whole process. You know, we brought people down before from another state, man. When you bring them in a backyard and do a crawfish boil, that is something they will always remember.
You probably get as well. Every time I travel, you know, people, they're like, oh, where are you from? I'm like, oh, Louisiana. They're like, oh, I went to a crawfish boil one time. And I'm like, I went to 4 last week. You know, you know, they have their one story, and it's funny. I thought about it when you said that. I never connected the dots, but it's like, it's the experience. Nobody goes to the crawfish bowl and it's like, okay, what time are you dumping them on the table? We're going to come in 10 minutes before. Everybody's there like 2 hours, you know, before, hangs out. You know, the crawfish are only 15 minutes, you know.
Yeah, and that's why in tourism now people, you know, they want something that's unique and different. You know, I had someone say, you know, this is the reason why. They can take a picture and post it on Instagram and say, hey, bet you've never done this. No, check this out. Hey, I'm sucking a crawfish head. Bet you've never done this. So that's something, you know, and Louisiana is unique. I mean, we say it all the time. It's like a different country. I think we have more to offer than any other state as far as uniqueness, culture, the people. And that's what draws people more than anything are our people, the hospitality that we show, you know, open arms. You go to LSU football game, you hear, and I've brought people from other, you know, other teams that are fans of other teams, and hey man, y'all come get something to eat. And they're like, what? You know, yeah, come try this, come eat this gumbo, come try this alligator. And they're like, wow, this experience. But that's the culture that we have. You know, can they get a little rowdy? Absolutely, but they're gonna turn right back around. Man, hey, come have a drink, come eat. And that's Louisiana in a whole, it really is, and that's what people, you know, really enjoy about it. But I do want to mention one thing before I forget. This weekend we have something called V-Watch Trade Day. We have a store here. It's a big furniture store. They advertise on the news and stuff all the time called V-Watch. They actually have a trademark with antiques and all kind of stuff. So this Saturday, they will be opening back up. They do it the second Saturday of every month, starting I think from 8 a.m. to probably around 3. But it's outdoor booths, over 100 booths, vendors. People come and sell all kind of things from cast iron pots to, you know, different types of candies to, I mean, sausage. Oh, wow. It's an outdoor event. It's supposed to be nice this Saturday, so just want to kind of let you viewers know every second Saturday we have that. Also, we have events called Grand Country Junction. That's a music venue, and Old South Jamboree. Old South Jamboree takes place. It's in Walker, Louisiana. It's the first Saturday of every month. They're looking to open back up in July, and then Grand Country Junction is in Satsuma. They have a Satsuma Theater, and they will look at open, I think, July 18th on Saturday. So things are kind of getting back to normal. Our Saturday events, maybe not be at full capacity, but we are starting to see that ball rolling where we can start promoting, advertising. And we're just telling people, hey, man, we're ready when you are. You know, we're not trying to push you and say, hey, you got to get out, you got to come. When you're ready, we're ready for your business.
That's awesome. Well, look, JT, I think, you know, we've covered a lot of ground. You know, there's a lot happening over there. You know, we've talked food, we've talked shopping, we've talked, you know, tubing, you know, waterways. You know, ultimately it's, and kind of you said it at the end, you know, when you're ready, you know, you guys are ready. You know, and I think that's what people need to remember is, you know, get out. You may not, you know, be able to go to, you know, your favorite restaurant. They might not have the capacity, you know, but try to get out, support them. And then at the same time, try to find some of those things. It doesn't all have to be the big brick and mortar, you know, find something, you know, pretend that you're from out of town, you know, go incognito and go look at Google and search for, you know, things to do.
Yeah. Our small business owners are the ones that I believe need the most help right now. You know, I don't want to, you know, take for granted. I mean, we have beautiful hotels right off our interstate. You know, if you're traveling for business, you have to stay the night. You're here for ball. I want you to feel safe. You know, our hotels, I want you to feel safe. Our RV parks here. We have a real nice RV parks where you can stay by Bass Pro. We have a lakeside RV park in Livingston, right off the interstate, convenient. if you just want to get out and camp for a weekend, Tickfall State Park, you can go camp there. But again, like you said, I said it, we're ready when you are. We're not trying to say, hey, man, we're just open 100%, let's go. But our businesses, our tourism partners are taking precaution, and they need your business. If you're ready, hey, come see us, come spend some money here. You don't have to stay the night. We would love for you to, but you don't have to. Just come spend a day.
Absolutely. And I think that's, it's nothing for, a family to, grab some friends, run out, and just, like you said, go walk through the swamp on some of the platforms and, just go do something you haven't done in a while. So, look, JT, I know you've got a million things. We're all super busy, trying to keep everything moving. So I appreciate you taking some time to talk with us today.
I appreciate y'all reaching out and giving us this platform and opportunity. I know y'all have a lot of viewers, so we really appreciate y'all reaching out to us and letting us kind of share some information with you from our tourism office from Livingston Parish.
Awesome, sir. Well, look, you have a great day. And, as things progress, we'd love to have you come back, talk to us a little more, tell us what's going on, anything we can do to, help get the word out, as more happens. And I think I might have to go book a tiki tubing trip. I hadn't thought about that in years.
Well, man, It was good talking to you. Good meeting you, but we appreciate it.
All right. Thank you, sir.
All right. Thank you.